Hello and welcome back to another 3 a.m. production video. It's another holiday on this channel, so happy Valentine's Day. For those of you celebrating Valentine's Day in style and have your hot dates tonight, congratulations. I hope you have fun. For those of you that don't have your own Valentine's Day and think of this as a sad occasion, well, I hope you make this video your Valentine. I'm going a little quick today because I'm drawing 6 characters, so if you follow along, please post in the comments below. I'd love to see it. If you turn it into your own Valentine's Day card for your sweetheart or your mother, just note that if you give it to your mother and she puts it on the fridge, it's going to be there a while. Because my Valentine's Day cards growing up are still there on the fridge, and I can't get her to take it down. Let's jump into it. I feel like I have to start off being very honest and very blunt. I do not care about Valentine's Day. Never have, probably never will. I've been calling it a flop since I was 10 years old. Now, before you go canceling me, before you turn it off, be like, he's going to be all negative about Valentine's Day. Nope, not even going to think about it. Because even though I don't care about Valentine's Day, I do care an awful lot about love and romance and the emotions associated. You know, my parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, and it took me a long time to recover from that. You know, here was supposed to be the embodiment of love, and then it was over. And Valentine's Day seems like one of those commercial holidays where, you know, you get one day a year where you have to buy somebody flowers or chocolates, and that doesn't sit well with me, because if I really love somebody, I'm going to want to do that kind of thing every day. Obviously, it's not logistically or even financially capable to do it every day, but that's how I feel. For me, it's always been about the little things, finding that thing that sparks a memory about something that makes them feel good, a gesture that makes their day light up, and not because a holiday told me I had. But we're starting off with Mickey and Minnie here. I mean, these two have been lovebirds almost since the beginning. I mean, since Steamboat Willie. I mean, eventually these two got married, and so did their voice actors. Now, I will admit that when it comes to the romance department, I'm a little unorthodox because I've watched way too many Disney movies. I tend to get a little sappy and try to plot and scheme grand gestures. You know, it seems like every story that we read or we watch has some sort of love story in it. And a lot of what we yearn and wish for in life is for somebody to understand us better than anyone. Finding a connection with someone. I mean, for example, even the first Spider-Man movie sells itself as a love story. It starts off with saying, "Let me assure you, just like any other story worth telling, it's all about a girl. That girl. The girl next door. The girl that I loved even before I liked girls. You know, all the Disney princess movies where they're waiting for their Prince Charming to come and save them. Unless you're Rapunzel and just want to hit them with a frying pan. He was seeing stars before he was seeing the light. Love looks so different for everyone and comes in all various forms and fashions. The story never goes out of style because it is the tale as old as time. And although I think dating is not as fun as, you know, rescuing somebody from a dragon's keep, although far less dangerous, you can still have the moments where you're ballroom dancing, or serenading, or getting them flowers, or making them dinner, making them a card to know that you remembered them today. Those moments when we're walking through the sands of time, not knowing if we're going to make it out, just striving to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Going around the dark side of the moon till it's 3 a.m. just because we were thinking about a girl. Or a guy, if you're a girl watching this video, or wherever your fancy is. There's many different combinations there. Now, I've often looked at these comic book characters, and I realize most of them don't get the girl because they live a lifestyle that would put them in constant danger. Then I look at Disney movies, and I see all these grand gestures and these cute little moments that they share where they're eating pasta together and accidentally kiss, or dancing the night away. And even though these role models give me a very interested way of looking at relationships, it's never kept me in a relationship as long as I've wanted to. Finding that missing puzzle piece is hard, especially when you don't even know what the picture's supposed to be looking like. But it's the idea of what that image is so personal to everyone watching this video and not watching this video right now. If I asked you, sitting across the screen now, what does love mean to you, you'd have a very different answer than the other person who's also watching this video right now, or I do. And you look at all the rom-coms in the world, and one of my personal favorites is You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Those two started off as little pen pals who hated each other in real life. And yet, through letting go a lot of personal biases about each other, they were able to get to the root of how they actually felt about each other and hopefully lived happily ever after. And even though those things look different for everybody, everybody's still looking for that yin and yang in a relationship. Now, sometimes when you love, you lose. They say it's better to have loved than lost than to never have loved at all. And sometimes the weight of that pain is so much that you would rather not feel it at all. But we always get drawn back into it. The song, the dance, the romance. But love stories never start how you think they're going to, do they? I mean, there's so many to pick and choose from. How could they? Whether it's friends to lovers or enemies to lovers or random happenstance meeting, right place, right time. A road trip that spanned into you not liking each other to randomly bumping into each other later on in life. Then again, becoming friends, eventually becoming more. The love songs, the breakup songs. It floods over us because that's what we think about. We think about the love that we have for our friends, our family, our significant others. And we feel like shouting out to the world, yes, this is how I feel. I mean, Batman almost didn't become Batman because he found somebody that he loved that made him so happy that he rethought his life of vengeance. Unfortunately, fate had other plans, but that love just made the pain of losing his parents and this vengeance vendetta that he had not hurt so bad anymore. Maybe you start off like college and high school sweethearts like Mickey and Minnie Mouse here. Or maybe you have a first love interest and then eventually find the love of your life like Donald and Daisy. I mean, heck, Goofy has a son and we never even meet his mother. We only see the flirtations with Clarabelle and her relationship with her more recently in Disney movies and shows. No matter how your relationship looks, if you're dancing the night away or bringing each other flowers or just having dinner or a cozy night at home in your pajamas watching TV, or even if it looks like Meg Ryan two-timing Tom Hanks with Tom Hanks every other movie. Despite it being different for everyone, I think it's the one thing we all have in common. It's the one thing that we all search for. I'll step off my soapbox now. I know this episode was a little different than past because I didn't talk about just one character. I talked more about a philosophy, an idea. I thought it was important that instead of doing just one Valentine's Day special, that we just covered the topic overall. So as much as this was a Valentine's Day episode for not being a Valentine's Day episode, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you followed along and have a card to give to your significant other, your mother, whoever. If you did, let me know how it goes. I'd love to know about it. If you found your happily ever after, congratulations. If not quite yet, it's always in Once Upon a Dream, or until you end up locked in a tower and start talking to their furniture. But we'll see you next time.